more. Okay, we're live.
Oh,
nice. Sorry.
Wow. Hello. I'm going to need to mute. Hold on. How do I mute us?
Oh, yeah, on the thing.
It still says waiting. It hasn't caught up yet.
Oh, no.
Excuse me.
Hello.
There it is. Okay. Waiting. It hasn't caught up yet. There we go.
Oh, there it is. I found it. All right. Hi. How are you?
Hello. Live chat.
Some people are in here. Hi. Hi, Paula.
Are people here? I don't see anything. Oh, there it is.
Hi, I just see a couple people. Oh, yeah, because on my screen, I can see it a little bit faster than yours. Oh, good morning. Paige, where are you from? Because it's evening where we are. So I'm curious where you're at. So today we're going to do like kind of a, how should I explain? We're like going to look at our Goodreads and I have like a spreadsheet thing and kind of catch it up. Australia, dang, New South Wales. Okay, cool. Nice. Hello to Faith and hi to Reed's readers. Hello. Yeah, so I'm going to pull up my like sheets and then Goodreads and kind of, we're just going to catch it up. Both Chelsea and I did big unhauls recently, and I also did a haul. So like we're going to be fixing all of that, and I'm sure chatting about life and if we've been reading and all of that. I'm sure the pregnancy will come up. Dang, 12:30. Paula, you're always so... do you sleep?
I don't know how you do it.
So worried. I don't know how you do it either. Thank you, Faith. I assume that's a congrats on my pregnancy. Thank you. And she misses you, Chelsea.
Oh, I miss you guys too. It's nice to pop in when there's time, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, what's up, Chelsea? How have you been? We haven't talked we like chit chat. We don't go deep very often. I feel like we haven't talked in like a month.
Yeah, I mean, things are good. I'm going out of town this weekend, Thursday to next Monday. I'm going to Washington. We planned this trip obviously before Delta kind of came back around. So I'm very nervous about it, but I'm going with my grandma and my dad. It's like a family thing. And my grandma is very adamant about it's very annoying that she does this actually because it's not true. But she's always like, you have to go. It's my last trip. Blah, blah. I'm like, grandma, shut up. So it's not one I can skip. Mm-hmm. So I'm a little anxious about traveling right now, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, out of all of the states to be traveling, I feel like Washington and California are both pretty good with the restrictions. Oh my gosh.
Hopefully. Someone asked about kitties, so here's a bug.
The bug is the key.
The bug.
Hi, Jessica.
Okay, I'll take you back.
April's here. Hi, April.
Oh, hi, April.
Daughter, apparently. Awesome. How's Amelie?
Sweet baby.
She just turned 1, I think, right? Oh,
about a month ago.
Gosh. Wow. So is she toddling yet? I know that it'll take a second for April to respond, but I'm excited.
I'll just nod for her. Yes, I've seen her toddling about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My cat's somewhere. I think Padfoot's out in our bedroom. We had my mom come visit yesterday. My mom and my brothers were here.
Mm-hmm.
And so then Padfoot was like, I am not going in the living room. It was too scary, even after they left.
Aww. Oh, sorry. I got on screen and I'm just yawning.
Happens to the best of us.
Sweet baby.
Oh my gosh. She's going to get there any minute. And then all of a sudden.
April posted a video. It's in the feed today, or it was today. It barely looks like she's holding on to you anymore. It looks like she's ready to go. Like, it's so cute. Sweet baby.
Mm-hmm.
So cute.
Oh my god. I'm gonna have one of those. What the hell?
You so are. You're on your way there. You're en route.
I'm not. The like emotional and mental gymnastics of being pregnant is very weird because like finally I feel like in the safe zone as far as like I'm not worried about like a miscarriage or anything like that. Like I'm solid going, I'm getting stuff. I have like a whole box here of a bunch of random shit that I've accumulated.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, the idea that there will be an actual infant that will be mine, my infant, just doesn't compute with me. That doesn't exist yet in my brain.
It's so weird to think about. You're growing a person.
Yeah, and like it's at the size now that when I like turn on my side or like today I was playing with Padfoot and I was on all fours like kind of chasing him and like I can feel the weight of the being.
Weird.
What do you mean?
That's so weird.
Wow, it's very bizarre. Very bizarre. Like I don't know. And then like I have felt flutters, but I haven't felt like the real kicks don't come for another couple of weeks. It's just so what?
And then Sierra's like practically good to go at this point, right?
Yeah, her baby shower is next weekend, so I'm going and visiting her, and then she goes on maternity leave like a week after that, and then she's due at the end of October. So like her baby is big in there, you know, like pretty much all cooked.
Wild.
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. Oh my gosh. Wow. Are you an empty nester, Faith, or do you have other kids? Or was she your last? I'm so curious. Like, what are the mental gymnastics on that part where, like, suddenly you're on the other side of, like, my kid's leaving, not I'm about to bring one in, you know? I'm going to have to deal with that, too, at some point.
Oh, my gosh. Weird. It's so weird to think, like, your pregnant belly is going to turn into a baby, going to turn into a toddler, going to turn into a kid, going to turn into an adult.
Yeah. And you know what's weird is I'm having a better job or an easier time coming to terms with the fact that at some point I'll have like a toddler and like I'll have a kid that is going to like pay attention to the words that come out of my mouth and say them like, oh God. Mm-hmm. And like all of that, like that, it feels very real to me. But the idea of like the newborn stage is like, what do you mean? What is that? I don't know. It's just going to skip that part, isn't it?
Weird.
Yeah. My best friend had a baby. She just recently had her second, but her first is 4. And so she was 22 and I was 24, I think. We're 2 years apart, if I'm remembering correctly. And yeah, that was it. That was a weird transition because she was like the first of the friend group to have a kid. And so then all of a sudden, like, you know, things shift. Like what you do with your friends shift too, so that the kid can be involved or that mom can be involved too. And I feel like I have a mix of friends who are already parents or like Sierra's about to be one. So I have a mix of like parent friends already and then a mix of ones who have no interest in being parents yet, at least. And so like
not yet.
Like partially
not ready.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like partially the first, partially the last. I don't know. It's very weird. Oh, only one. Gotcha. Sorry about your miscarriage. I know how that goes. It's a rough one. 9 pounds, 5 ounces. Oh, God. Are you okay? Were you okay after that? Oh, I'm planning my wedding.
Congrats.
Nice. Yes. No, that was a weird one too. When I got married, it was also like, is this actually happening to me? It kind of feels like playing dress up for the most part as you're planning it. It doesn't feel real. And even the day of, like, it's such a whirlwind. It feels like it lasts 10 minutes. but it's also like one of the best. It's so surreal. It's a very weird.
Because that's one of those things that you think about your entire life. Like you're like
Mhm.
you're a grown up when you're married. You know, like you're a real grown up. It's like
I'm like, I'm not a grown up yet. What do you mean?
Sweet. Indeed.
Yeah, hell yeah. The Andes are important. Andes are important.
I'm gonna be so annoying for your baby. I'm gonna buy you shit all the time.
I have so much shit already. I feel like I simultaneously have like been really trying not to buy a bunch of stuff because we are 99% sure we're moving.
Oh, have you got any updates on whatever you want to say live? You can say live, but
I will say whatever. So on September 6th, we're going to do a walkthrough, and on that day we'll sign the contract. Basically, at this point, the only thing that would keep us from signing it is if me and Matt decided, like, never mind for whatever reason.
The one across the street, right?
Yeah, so it's across the street from my dad's house. I'm like nervous about being that close.
It'll be good though. It'll be good because you're gonna have a newborn.
Yeah, I think it'll be a mix. I don't know. I'm nervous but excited, and I'm very, very excited to be in a whole ass house. So I can't complain.
Wow, good for you.
I know. So then I'm like, okay, I don't want to buy too much because I don't want to hoard it in here. But I've started an entire box of shit that I've bought, and I'm going to go put it in my dad's garage because he's directly across the street from my new place. So it's a lot. Definitely, Faith. Diapers. I want to do like a diaper raffle at the baby showers so that I can get hopefully a lot. Okay. So books.
Books.
Have you been reading?
I have been. The last week I haven't, but like before, I've been reading a lot.
Yeah.
Lately. I've been really busy prepping for my trip and stuff that I've just feeling a little like I don't want to do anything else. But before this last week, I've been reading like fucking crazy. What about you?
I feel like I'm going in waves. It's like 1 week I'll read 2 or 3 books, and then I'll stop reading for like 3 weeks, and then I'll read 2 or 3 books, and then I'll stop reading for 3 weeks. So I just read The Butterfly Garden. It's on my mind.
Have I read that one?
It's the one. It's the horror mystery. Allie is accessible.
I did read that.
Ooh, it was good. It was very dark.
I don't remember liking it all that much.
Really?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I gave it 3 stars. It was okay. I didn't hate it.
I haven't rated it yet because I'm hovering between 4 and 5 and can't. I don't think it's gonna be a 5 because the fact that I'm hovering makes me feel like I'm not ready to commit to a 5. But I really liked it. It was very good. I started reading it on Wednesday, and I read 40% of it that day, and then I read basically the rest of it today. Like, anytime I was sitting down to read it, I was like, must read as much as
read. I don't know why. I think I'm like a little bit anxious to be on screen, so I keep like feeling like I need to take deep breaths, and it's making me yawn because I slept 12 hours last night. I had slept. I'm not tired.
I'm not tired.
I'm just like,
that makes sense. I do that too. Or sometimes when I get anxious, I start coughing, and of course now during COVID, I'm like, I swear it's just anxiety. I like don't even really know where to start with these.
Yeah, I don't know because what I need to do today, my spreadsheets are up to date, but I need to write some Goodreads reviews.
Okay.
And I just don't like. I've been putting off so many of them. I have to review 8 NetGalley books.
Oh God.
No, and I just like, so it has to be like, my reviews are not long, but
Yeah.
it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, but you do have to make them like kind of individual.
Yeah.
And whatever.
But I am above 80% on NetGalley. I've got 81%. So when I put in these 8 books, I'm going to be like even higher up there.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to.
Yeah, I think the reason that I also don't want to is because what I'm doing is the bookshelf thing. And that just sounds terrible. It's why I haven't done it yet. It's why I suggested this live show to like make me do it.
Yeah, what's the word? I like went through and cataloged all that on a live with Julie a few weeks ago. Like I just, all my NetGalley or all my unread books I got rid of. So that's done. But
nice. Isn't it romantic? That sounds like a Chelsea book.
I read it. It was okay.
Aw.
It's that series.
Oh, no,
it's the Bromance Book Club series. I really like the first one, but the rest of them are just like, eh.
Okay. Somebody just posted a video about the first one, I think. I'm trying to think of who it was.
I don't know. I haven't watched. All I watched now is baseball.
I know. I saw your tweet the other day saying, like, I would have laughed in your face had you told me that.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to me, but all I care about now is baseball.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And, like, you weren't ever into any sport before, right? Really?
I mean, I've always, like, we've gone to, like, one baseball game a year for my whole life. My dad's really into baseball. But, like, when Aldo and I started working out more and, like, going on our walks, like, we would put on baseball in the back as, like, something to focus on that isn't, like, music or whatever. And now I'm absolutely obsessed, and it's all I do.
But I think that that's better than my all I do, because all I do these days is watch Teen Mom.
Oh, see, I was going to say Grey's Anatomy, so at least you've switched it up a little.
I have switched it up, but I have watched Teen Mom before. It's a rewatch. Like, I'm all caught up to current day stuff, but I'm in like season 6, I think, because I go back and forth between Teen Mom and Teen Mom 2. So I like watch season 1 and then season 1. And I started from the beginning, and now I'm at season 6 of both of them.
Oh my God.
So
can't be tamed.
No. Matt is so annoyed with me. He's like, "You're rotting your brain." And he's like, "You're rotting the baby's brain." I'm like, "That's not how it works."
I am not at all surprised that Matt would say that about.
He's so annoying. He was, what was he doing? Oh, today, because like after I was playing with Padfoot, so I'm like on all fours, I noticed that I could feel the uterus, not the actual baby, at the like front of my body. And so I was like, "Matt, like feel this, because it's like hard here, like feel it." And he like barely touched it. He just like did this, and I was like, "No," like, and I like pushed his hand into it to like show him that it was hard, and he's like, "I don't want to smash the baby." I'm like, "That's not how it works." Like, what do you mean?
It's gotta be so interesting to like, not that he's like super old or anything, but like he's having his first kid like relatively later, I would say, than most. Mm-hmm. And so it's gotta be weird to like, this is his first experience to like.
Yeah. He's really like skittish about, not about talking about it. Like he wants to listen to me talk about it, but like I know other people that I know who have a partner and they've had a baby before have said like, "Oh, my like husband or boyfriend or partner, all they wanted to do was touch my stomach even before I had a bump, and then they were uncomfortable because there wasn't like really a baby there yet." Yeah. And Matt has no interest in doing that. He's like, "Nah." It's just like, he's weird about it. He's like, "I don't know." I'm like, okay.
Everybody's different.
Yeah, I think he'll be more interested in that part of it when he can actually feel a baby kicking. Like, I think we need something then he'll be cool. Because, like, he's wanted to go to anytime I have a doctor's appointment that we know has an ultrasound included, he's like, I'll go to that. Like, he wants to be involved. He's like, no, this is weird. Like, I'm not touching anything.
I sort of get it. I think it's still just like, baby. I feel that baby.
Yeah. I was like that to, like, my friends, too. So, for me, I'm like, come on, be more interested. Touch me.
Touch me.
I've heard of One Born Every Minute. I think I may have watched an episode in a class. Oh my gosh. Cruel Summer is so good. I highly recommend you watch it.
I've heard really good things. I just don't watch TV.
Yeah, it's so good. It's also on Hulu, so if anybody out there is interested, it's available to you even if you don't have FX.
Do you have Apple TV?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't pay for
Ted Lasso.
What?
Have you watched Ted Lasso?
No.
It's so good. Oh my god. It's the best show. It's so good.
Ted Lasso? What is it about?
Okay, so it's about this guy who's like a football coach in the US. He gets hired to coach a soccer team in the UK.
Okay.
And it's like a 30-minute comedy, but it's the best show. It's so heartwarming and like it just makes you so happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's starring Jason Sudeikis.
Okay.
It's so good. It's so good. You don't have to care about sports, by the way, at all.
But funny that our TV taste is very different because I don't really like watching comedies or like that kind of like almost sitcom maybe. Yeah. I don't know if that one is a sitcom, but
it's created by the same guy, the same showrunner as Scrubs.
Okay.
Have you seen Sex Education?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well that's like my favorite show. You should watch that for sure. But I feel like it's a good branch off show for someone who likes Sex Education. Like it's very like heartwarming and I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I think you should try it.
Okay, I'll try it. I tend to like movies like that, but I often get bored of TV like that because I like to watch it like all, just like I was saying, binge watching Teen Mom. So like I like some reality TV that's just, making my brain melt. But other TV that I also like tends to be like murder mystery or mystery thrillers and something with like a whole plot that like gives you the whole season.
Yeah, I still think you gotta watch Sex Education. I think you'll really like it. Or not Sex Education, Ted Lasso, but also Sex Education. I'm not much of a TV watcher at all, but like it just got right under my little skin. Really enjoyed it. Also, what else did I watch? I was dog sitting for my mom like a month and a half ago, and I binge watched. I don't know what season it was. It's not the current one, but I watched a season of Love Island. Oh, I was
talking about that on Twitter right now.
I could not get enough. It was so good.
Was it reality TV?
Oh yeah, it's a dating show. Like it's like but what I liked about it is that you get like, I don't know how it airs in the UK. Maybe Paula can enlighten us. I think it airs like every day because there were like a zillion like episodes.
Oh.
I think the whole like it airs like a few days a week, and so you'll get like 5 days or 5 episodes until like an elimination. So it's really like there's a lot of tension.
Oh gosh.
I was very into it, and I don't normally watch shows like that, but it was fun.
Yeah. I've been watching. I watched this season of The Bachelorette, which I've only watched 2 seasons before. One of The Bachelorette, one of The Bachelor, and then I watched this season. And I'm officially like totally hooked.
Yeah, no, I saw your tweets made me want to watch it.
It was so good. And like it was fun. So this season that I just watched.
Can you hear that? It's an airplane, maybe helicopter.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's okay. I liked watching this season the best, I think, because Katie was from the season of The Bachelor that I watched. Like, it was nice to kind of have an idea of who she was before, and then she now is the Bachelorette, and then her guys also were just so nice, and I like was in love with all of them for the most part. There were only a couple that I didn't like. So now they also have Bachelor in Paradise, which is a lot like Love Island. It's set on an island. There's a bunch of people, and the way that they have it set up, because The Bachelor is always like, oh, do you accept my rose or whatever?
Yeah.
So they give like the boys 1 week have the roses, and there's usually more girls than guys, and then it switches and it goes back and forth, and they bring new people in every week and stuff. And I'm
that's kind of what Love Island is like. They just like bring in new people, or like they had twins on, and I was like, what is happening?
I'm very excited. It just started, so Bachelor in Paradise is on episode 2 this week. So
where do you watch it?
It's on Hulu, but you have to wait until the day after it airs on ABC.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't have any TV, like we don't have cable or any sort of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah,
I wanted to try watching The Bachelorette this season because of all the talk about it, but I just never. It's hard.
Yeah, and the next season will also be a Bachelorette. Usually it goes back and forth, but there will be another Bachelorette this coming season that is also from the same season Katie was in.
Interesting.
And I'm also excited for that season, but I love Katie on that season of The Bachelor was very much like a girl that seemed like I would be her friend outside of this. And so it was really fun to watch her do what she did. Like, she like made the boys kind of break down their barriers. Like, she made them basically go to therapy 1 week. Like,
wow.
It was a lot. Like, it really makes it clear on kind of how much the control is given to the one. Like, they must have more control than like I would assume that they did, because her season felt very different.
That's interesting to think about, because for some reason there's a big surge of like Bachelorette books coming out. So I've read, I think, like 3 of them in the last couple months. And like it's very much about like how there's no control on like the behalf of the contestant.
Interesting.
Like, they get to basically all they get to pick is who they like the best. But like everything else is kind of done by the powers that be.
Yeah, I would assume that there is some like lack of control because like usually they keep somebody who's starting drama. Like, they often keep that one person who it's like, there's no way that this person is liked by the main person. Like, what are you doing here? However, in Katie's season, like, that's not what happened. Anytime there was like drama that came up, she was like, you're in charge of this drama? Bye. Like, and kicked them out. It was very weird. Like, it made it seem like either she was basically like, you're giving me control or I'm not doing it, or that they do really have that much control. I have no idea which one it is.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was fun. It's funny that like I'm the person making people want to watch this show, because I've never been interested. I had no interest in watching The Bachelor or The Bachelorette or any of the franchise before a couple seasons ago, because it just seemed dumb. Like, it seemed like a dumb premise. And then I watched a season with Bailey and Sierra.
I don't know how I would feel about watching the show, but I do enjoy the books. Like, I have the Selection. I loved that shit.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's been a bunch of adult romances like that have that premise, and I'm like, sign me up.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I would like the show, actually. Who knows?
I know, maybe you would. It's fun to also, like, because Instagram and Twitter always goes crazy, like, the night of after it premieres. So, like, half the fun is going on to the Twitter Bachelor hashtag and, like, scrolling through all the memes.
I'm just seeing what everyone has to say.
Yeah. 9 Perfect Strangers. I haven't seen that yet, but I think it's also a book, right?
Leanne Moriarty. I haven't read it. I've been recommended Sex Life by a bunch of my coworkers, saying that it's like extremely raunchy. but I have not watched it.
I haven't watched it either. What's it on? Do you know?
I think Netflix.
Okay. I don't know what this is referring to. Maybe
I
Love
think it's
Island?
Bachelor.
Oh,
Bachelorette or whatever.
it's Car Crash TV. I didn't know I was pregnant is an interesting show if you want a different perspective on pregnancies. Yeah, I've watched that show. It's wild. And my mom's really good friend wasn't on the show, but she did have an I didn't know I was pregnant experience. It was her fourth kid, and she didn't realize that she was pregnant until she was 7 months. And it was because she felt the baby kick. And she was like, that feels like a baby kicking. Need to go get this checked out. And she was pregnant. What? Can you imagine like your fourth one? What?
That is terrifying.
Yeah. And I don't know the details on like why she didn't think it was a possibility. She was also older, so maybe her period was like irregular. I have no idea on those details, but crazy.
Weird.
Well, Sex Life is on Netflix. Okay. What other TV? Oh, have you watched Mare of Easttown?
We don't really watch TV.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not my thing.
Yeah, Mare of Easttown is good. But it's a murder mystery, so it's like intense. And what's her face? What's her name?
Winslet?
Kate Winslet is the lead. What the heck? It's really good.
Oh my goodness.
So do we want to do this like in a sprinting fashion, or do we want to just kind of do it as we're talking?
I don't know. I was thinking about getting up and making a pot of coffee actually because I can't get this under control. So maybe the first one we can do like a 10-minute sprint or whatever, and I can get up and go make coffee.
Yeah.
And then the rest we can chat.
Okay.
If that's agreeable to you.
Yeah, that's agreeable to me. So it's 5:03. I'm just gonna do it until 5:15 or
perfect
blank 15 wherever you're at. So let me make this real quick. Oh, sweet. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself, and
I will also mute.
We're gonna do some spreadsheet stuff, and then if you guys want to read or spreadsheet with us, great. We'll see you at 15.
Be back. I'm gonna make coffee.
It's 5:15.
We're back. I was very productive.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at. I love that for you. But, sometimes you just hop in for all of the different chats rather than all of the actual productivity. That's what I do sometimes.
Thanks, Natasha. It's very short, and I'm not wearing a bra, so I'm going to cover my boobs just in case. Is she cute?
That's another thing that has happened. They have doubled in size.
Good. Well, do you like that?
I mean, yeah, and they're going to keep growing from what I hear. So they're going to get bigger, which I'm not mad about, but I hear that they don't stay that way once you stop breastfeeding. Plus, it is annoying to, they're in pain all the time.
Yeah.
I have to wear a sports bra to bed now. Normally I just wear, a loose tank top. But I have to wear a sports bra or I wake up,
so they're not, yeah.
Ow.
That sucks.
It's so bizarre.
I don't know if it'll make you feel any better, but my grandma constantly complains because she didn't lose her boobs after pregnancy.
Oh.
She had tiny boobs before that, and now she's got, bazongas.
Oh. Well, maybe I'll be one of the lucky ones. I'm really hoping that they'll just balance out because right now it's this, and I would really love it to be this.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll even out a little.
Yes. Oh, yes. I take a lot of photos right now, and I'm obviously not the R-rated ones, but I am making a video of the G-rated ones that will come out once I'm post growing.
God, I feel like if I was pregnant, my phone would be nothing but naked pictures of myself. Look at this thing. Look at it.
I haven't taken a whole lot of naked ones yet. Every once in a while, but usually they're more close up on whatever weird thing is happening, like how my nips keep getting darker. So I have a photo of just this.
I mean, that is very normal. Yeah. And that's not something I ever knew until recently. But that is very normal. That's very normal.
Yeah. And sometimes it doesn't go backwards on that side of things either. So I'm I wonder. They don't really bother me. It's not bothering me on the on the color scheme or the size.
Yeah. Well, plus, it's you can't do much about it. So it's well, whatever.
Yeah, I was talking to Sierra and Bailey about before many years ago. I really wanted to get a boob job, and then I've since decided that I won't do that. No matter what, just because. I've heard some pretty crazy things about being having reactions to the silicone and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm I'm not interested in paying for something expensive that might make me sick.
Yeah.
So never mind.
Well, and plus you're supposed to you're not supposed to have them for more than 10 years.
Yeah, which is crazy to me. What do you mean? So
my mom has definitely had hers for 20 and probably shouldn't.
Yeah, my mom's have. When did she get them? She's probably had them for about 10 now. Yeah, around there. She's either about to hit it or just hit it.
I think I'm of the minority. Well, no, I guess everybody's different. I want small boobs. What a weird thing we're talking about. I have no interest in my boobs growing.
Yeah, that was what Sierra and Bailey were saying. They were oh no, I like being a part of the itty bitty titty committee. And I was I've come to terms with it, but if I could make myself on a gaming platform, is not the way I would have shaped myself.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I especially for someone my size, I have pretty small boobs. I only have a B cup. And I'm happy with that. They look I have to say they look nice in this top just because this top is very tight and it's holding them in the right spot. But I'm totally fine with my tiny boobs.
Yeah.
What a weird chat we're having. Hello to all 17 of you. Welcome.
I know. Hi. Oh, yeah. I know a few people who also would like a reduction. I think I would feel the same way if mine were, like, on the larger side.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a happy medium somewhere for me. Yeah, pregnancy's a trip.
God, this coffee is exactly what I needed. Oh, my God.
Well, good.
I don't know what was wrong. I think it was just anxiety I didn't even know I was feeling.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm also cracking up. Natasha's killing me. Today, Natasha is killing me. Yeah, that would be nice. Like, for most things, can I make myself a little taller today, but shorter tomorrow? All that. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I feel like if I could change my height, I would just go for the 5'10". Because I'm 5'9". I feel like 5'10" would be... That's like, I'd just do it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I would change my height now. I remember being annoyed by my height when I was in high school because I'm just like, I'm straight up average. I'm almost 5'7". And so I was like, can I either be like model tall or can I be short?
You know, I always think you're taller than you are.
Well, before COVID, especially before COVID, I would wear not heels, but like I almost always had a couple inches, like boots and stuff. So that makes sense. I thought you were shorter before we met.
I get told that a lot. People think that I'm like a small person. Like,
yeah.
No, I'm a very big human.
Yeah, that happened to me with all of my coworkers too, because we finally started working part-time in the office. And I'm like, whoa, like, you're tall, you're short. It's really weird.
Natasha, you were significantly shorter than I expected.
Oh, yeah, 5'2" is pretty short. I'd like to be obviously short or tall. I feel like 5'2" is pretty obviously short.
Yeah, you were pretty, like, I remember being like, wow, you're short.
5'5" short. But I did have a friend. I had a friend in high school who was 4'11", and she hated being 4'11". She was like, "Can't I just be 5 feet?"
My two best friends in high school were both 4'11".
Oh, and you were tall at that age also?
Oh yeah, I haven't grown since high school, so maybe an inch, if that. But
that's true. I think you have a large persona, which is a good thing. So that makes sense. People are always surprised. Paula, how tall are you? I thought you were...
I think I picture Paula like averagey height, like 5'5".
Really? I think I pictured her like your height.
Interesting. I'm just delay on my end.
Agreed, Jessica. Agreed. That's funny.
Oh God, I have Goodreads open to my needing review shelf. And I just don't know where to start because I've been putting these all off. Like they're all like 4-star books left, or like 3 or 4-star books. And so it's like, what do I even do? Like, this was okay. Not bad.
This was fine. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I would say just start at either the most recent or the furthest away.
Yeah, I think I just need to start. Okay, let's go. I opened one. Let's go. Fresh by Margot Wood.
What'd you give it? Give us the review as you type it.
Well, maybe I'll talk it out before I type it. Maybe that'll help.
There you go.
Okay, so Fresh by Margot Wood is... Do you guys know who Margot Wood is, by the way?
Yes.
Epic Reads Margot. I've met her a few times. She's very, very nice. Her book, it's very Margot. It's very Margot. Like similarly to, what was Christine's book called? Again, but better.
Yeah.
Big Christine energy. This is a similar vibe. I liked Fresh more, but still just not my favorite. I don't think I think it's more, I would have liked this more when I was still really into YA, but because this is like a cusp YA adult novel, leaning much more YA, it's just not as much my thing anymore. It was good. It's queer. It's fun, but not a fave.
Which wasn't yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now how do I write that? Let's go.
How do you write it? Okay, while you're thinking about that, who wrote The Last True Poets of the Sea?
Julia Drake.
And who wrote Girl Made of Stars?
Ashley Herring Blake. You're welcome.
I knew you would know because these books came from you. They were my birthday present. I just didn't have the authors written in.
I still have. Oh, I'll bring these both down because they pertain to you a little. I have an Ashley Herring Blake book unread that I need to read.
That's on my list.
I just haven't been reading physical books. I've been reading like on my Kindle because I take my Kindle on our walks. And so that's like an hour and a half of uninterrupted reading, but it's all been digital.
Yeah.
And then I bought this. No, I didn't buy this one. This was gifted to me.
Did you read it?
I haven't read it yet. It's on my TBR shelf.
Okay.
It's going to happen.
Please read it.
I don't want to, like, I've gotten the audiobook in a few times, but I just keep putting it off because I'm like, I want to read this when I'm in the mood for it because I feel like it's one of those books that I could really love.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to force it.
Yeah, and I think you should read it, not listen to it.
Yeah, and that's what I think too. Like, that's why I decided to put the finished copy on my list.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's one of those books, you know?
Yeah. We're talking about The Wide Starlight. I don't think we said the title.
Oh, yeah. By Nicole L'Esperance.
It's so good. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, but the second that I read it, I was like, this is a Chelsea book. She needs to read it.
I trust you. Like, I will.
Yeah.
I actually have, like, literally up here, I've been thinking about doing I'm not doing videos anymore, but like a similar concept of like reading books like of a similar mood.
Yeah.
By authors that like this. The Wide Starlight, Watch Over Me, the new Ashley Herring Blake, and Horrid by Christina Leno. Maybe not so much the new Ashley Herring Blake, but like this vibe.
Yeah, that's an interesting. So to me, have I read Horrid? Yeah, I did read Horrid.
This vibe, I feel, is like similar.
I haven't read House. What is that one? House of Hollow? That's
this one, the one.
Yeah, I don't think I've read that one. I don't even know if I know what that one is.
Okay, everybody's been raving about this year, actually.
Really?
I have it from NetGalley, and I just haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
It's another one of those, like, similar. It's like, I've read the start of this a few times. Did you ever read, what is that author with the book cover with the face on it? With, like, the spirals?
Oh, I know it. Natasha!
Rory Power. Rory Power. Whatever. This gives me those vibes so far.
Wilder Girls. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you. Oh,
yeah.
It gives me those vibes. Don't buy it because I don't think I'm going to like it as much as I thought I would, and I'll probably just give this to you.
Okay. I haven't read Wilder Girls yet, but it is on my list, and I haven't read it yet, partially just because everyone has said that it has a lot of like body horror, and I'm very hit or miss with scenes like that. They either go fine for me and like, are like, ooh, but are fine, or they're like, I can't read this.
I've read both of Rory Power's books and I didn't like either of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just not for me. Like, they feel like they're adjacent to the type of book I would love, but they just don't quite hit the notes that I want.
Gotcha.
But I have Horrid, which I know you've read. This is another one that, like, I haven't been in the mood for YA. And, like, Katrina Leno obviously is my, like, favorite ever. Yeah. So I'm saving it, as well as the new Nina LaCour. Like, these, I feel like, go hand in hand.
So, yeah, for sure they do. House of Hollow is heavy with the body horror. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. So I think if you're not quite in the mood for the YA aspect, I would say go with Horrid before you go with Watch Over Me.
Okay.
Horrid felt, it is a YA because like the main character is a young adult and it has some high school scenes, some high school friends. but overall the tone is more adult. Whereas Watch Over Me is very much a YA mystery or whatever it's supposed to be, like that ghosty.
I'm so familiar with Katrina Leno's like cadence and writing that I know that once I just like am in the mood for this,
like it.
Yeah, I know I will.
Yeah.
So I'm saving her. It'll happen. I've had it for a year now. It can wait.
Yeah, Horrid felt more because what were the two books? There was Summer of Salt, and then I have your copy of the other one, the pink one.
Oh, You Must Not Miss.
Horrid feels a little bit more on that spectrum towards Summer of Salt, like a little bit more based in a little bit more reality, even though there is supernatural whatever going on. It felt a little bit more here.
You Must Not Miss was definitely my least favorite.
Me too.
But I still I enjoyed it. But I feel like this I'm gonna like more.
Yeah.
Plus, she's writing a book or she finished a book and she's like in the middle of edits. That's gonna be back to I think more of a contemporary vibe, which I'm ready.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm excited.
She followed my my like new Instagram, my like personal Instagram. I was like, girl, are we friends? I think we're friends.
100 books a year, that's like not feasible to me, even on a good year.
I just hit I'm at 105, I think.
It's August. What do you mean?
Which to me, and like I'm such a dick, but like that's like very low for me at this time of year usually. But
that's crazy to me. I always set my Goodreads goal at 52, and I hit anywhere between 40 to 75 is like where I average out in the last 5 years or so. This year I am close to 52 already. Like I am gonna hit it for sure, but I can't even fathom 100 books by August. What do you mean?
Well, for me, like I always used to I'd blow past 200 because like I would listen to an audiobook like every day at work. But this year has been so different. Like I just can't listen to audiobooks right now. Like it's just not working for me unless it's a reread. I just can't.
Yeah.
And so everything I've read this year, and this is the first time since like a long time, my reading has been probably like 85% with my eyeballs. And I wouldn't be reading that much if it weren't for our walks every night.
Yeah.
Where I just have nothing else to do but stare at my Kindle.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird year.
Yeah, I do agree. Like, I mean, my reading, like we were saying earlier in the live show, has been very much like either I'm reading 3 books a week or I'm reading nothing for 3 weeks at all. But I feel like I'm still averaging pretty close to what I would be. Plus, I had a really good reading months in the beginning of the year. So then it's like averaged out to like a good average for me throughout the last 8 months.
I'm like the opposite. In March, I read 1 book and it was a reread.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's how it's been the last couple months. But I definitely will say like the pregnancy thing is what shifted that, because all of a sudden I went from reading to being like, I need to know things about what's going on with me. 131 in August? Paula, I don't get it. I don't understand.
Oh, nice. I got the aim perfectly. I set up my fan and it's pointed directly at me. I was worried I wouldn't get it right. Oh.
Paula has read 131 books this year so far.
Paula, you're a beast.
How does that even happen?
Let me see. I want to see what I've read in the past few years.
Ooh. Okay, what are some book recommendations for Pariah Haven? She just finished Brave New World and doesn't know what to read next.
Oh my God, I remember I read Brave New World in high school.
I've never read it.
I don't know, like, I have very special feelings for it in my heart. But I think that, like, I read it before I knew that, like, I could like things that weren't classics.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I would like it now.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'd recommend you bother. But
I don't really like classics, I've learned. Like, I have no interest in reading most classics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, nah.
That is another thing this year. I've really, like, figured out what I like. You know, I have figured out that I only want to read adult romance. I don't care about anything else.
Which is good for you to know. Like, why would you read anything you don't want to read?
It's been so nice. Like, I just, like, if I go to my NetGalley, like, shelf of, like, things that I have left to read, I have, like, 2 YA books that I'm, like, trying to slog through. But, like, other than that, like, everything I want to, like, I have figured it out. It only took me, how long have I been a part of the book community? Like 7 years now? 6 years now?
Yeah.
But I finally figured it out. It's also a lot easier. I don't know if you can relate to this because you still are somewhat in the, like, community.
I actually made 3 videos today.
Oh my god, who are you?
I haven't edited them, but I made them.
Well, then I'm curious to hear how you feel about this because I promise
we will give you some recs, but I'm going to take your comment off right now and then we'll come back to you. Sorry.
Yes, we will. Sorry, I got distracted. I feel like I can read I can just read what I want now, you know, and, like, I've really, like, I don't feel bad, like, not trying to find, like, a fun themed video or, like, you know, like, I can just bounce around and read whatever sounds good at the moment. Like, it's been so nice.
I think my experience just in BookTube or whatever has been very different from yours because I never really struggled with, like, feeling like I needed to read a particular style or whatever. I also have a very eclectic reading taste, so, like, for the most part, there's not a lot that I don't like. One thing that I learned through BookTube is, like, a lot of readathons and stuff will encourage reading graphic novels and stuff like that because obviously it means you can finish a challenge pretty easily. And also, like, plenty of people like graphic novels, of course. And I've kind of come to the realization that they're kind of boring to me. Like, I do not get invested easily. And then I just am like, I guess I'm looking at this, but I don't, it doesn't give me the same satisfaction as reading does. It feels different. And I'm not saying that graphic novels are not books. I am saying that for me, they do not feel the same way as
different enjoyment
text reads do. So I've learned that. But yeah, so overall that's never really been my issue. And maybe that's why, like, my channel is not super popular, but I never do, like, themed. I don't tend to do themed things like that because it's not my reading taste. So I just don't do that.
Yeah. When I was making videos consistently, like, God, this feels douchey to say, and, like, I'm just gonna say it because, like, I'm past this point of my life now. I'm not making videos anymore. Like, I got so, like, and I know that anyone who makes content, I think, can relate to this. Like, I made a bunch of videos that were successful, you know, and it made, like, I was just constantly, like, chasing that, like, feeling, and I wanted to make videos that were gonna get watched, and I wanted to, like, people knew me as someone who would read 5 things in a weekend that all fit a theme, blah, 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 blah. And, like, now that I don't have to do that and I can just read what I want, it's so much nicer.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I never really had that experience, so I was never really chasing anything in particular. And, like, at this point, I've very much come to terms with, like, I'm a small creator and I don't give a shit. I've been here forever. Sometimes I make videos, sometimes I don't. I just like it when I like it. And if I don't like it, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And I also will make videos about other things if I feel like it. And then you as my subscriber can choose to not watch that video. And who cares? Because, like, half the videos, especially the ones that aren't BookTube content, for me, I made that video 90% for me anyways. Like, I really want to make a halfway through my pregnancy, like, update of everything that, like, I experienced, like, whether that's symptoms or whatever. And, like, I doubt that video is going to get a lot of views because most people are looking for BookTube content that are subscribed to me. But, like, I'm making that because I want to have that memory there.
For yourself, yeah. Ooh, that got cold. Oh, if you want a nerdy romantic comedy type book, I recently read the latest Tessa Bailey, and that was a delight. What was it called? I read the one that's not out yet, but what's the one that's out? I don't know if you'll like it, Cassie.
I have no idea.
It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I would recommend.
Is she the one that wrote Fixer Up?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't read that either, but
also don't think you'll like it.
Gotcha.
I mean, maybe. Sometimes, no.
Sometimes it hits me right. Sometimes it doesn't.
I don't think Fixer Up will be the one that hits you right.
Yeah.
I love it, but a lot of people don't.
Another nerdy romantic comedy type book, if you're into a more YA feeling and you haven't read them yet, is Ashley Poston's Princess and the Fangirl or Geekarella. Geekarella came first, and then Princess and the Fangirl is the sequel. And I think Geekarella is better, but also it's the first. And they're very similar. So I feel like whichever one you read first will be better in your opinion. But yeah, they're both cute. The first one, Geekarella, takes place at a like a Comic-Con convention type of a thing. And she is the daughter of the guy who used to run it, and she's accidentally texting the like famous guy that's playing the star of this like Star Trek-esque movie. And she doesn't like his casting, but they don't know that they're texting each other. And then the second book, Princess and the Fangirl, is about the same group of people, but then you're following a different character of the cast. And they're at the Comic-Con the next year. And there's like an accidental switch where they are basically like Princess and the Poppering, Princess and the Fangirling. Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah, it's very cute.
My coffee got cold. I'm sad.
Oh, already?
Yeah, it didn't last very long. I mean, I drank most of it, so there wasn't much to keep itself warm, you know?
Gotcha.
The Love Hypothesis, I'll just hoe it out a little more. I read that book on a complete whim, just because I wanted something to read during one of my walks. Oh my God, it is probably, aside from People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, my favorite book of the year. I loved it. I loved it. Cassie, you might like that one. It's okay. It's a rom-com, like fake dating professor student, but like he's not really her professor. He just like is her boss. Like he's not her boss.
What is it called again?
It's called The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood.
Okay.
And it was just, to me, it's apparently, well, not apparently, it is. It was written originally as like Raylo fan fiction. Which does nothing.
Oh, you talked about this before.
Yeah, that does nothing for me. I didn't know going in, but it was so good. So good. I loved it. It made me very happy. Definitely recommend.
Okay. I was staying away from that one specifically because it was a Raylo fanfic, and I do not agree with the greater amount of people on that one.
Yeah, I have no opinion on Raylo. I think that if you want to ship that, cool. But not my thing. I just don't care enough about Star Wars. But I had no idea The Love Hypothesis was Raylo fanfic. Although I will say it was pointed out to me afterwards. The guy's name is Adam. And it just flew over my head. I had no idea.
That's amazing.
But I loved it. I thought it's like the best rom-com I've read in a very long time.
Yeah. That's good.
Plus it was a debut, which is like extra fun, you know?
Yeah. For
like,
sure.
That means there will be lots more to come.
Mm-hmm. Fun. I'm trying to think of if I've read any good romances. I did read One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, which was fun. And I read Well Met by Jen DeLuca. Wait, I missed what you said.
Oh, I said I liked One Last Stop.
Oh, yeah.
I do feel like I like it less the further away from it I get.
Really?
Yeah, like I read it. It was one of the last videos I did. I like read all my most anticipated arcs.
Yeah.
And I liked it at the time, but
Uh-huh.
I feel like I have a less positive feeling as time goes on. Don't really know why.
I did like it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars because I would have liked it to be the more bittersweet ending than the more perfect ending that we got, which I don't obviously want to explain further, but
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, that I think, like, I mean, I understand it's a romance. You're gonna get the happily ever after, but like, I didn't want it. Still slowly making my way through. I'm actually doing pretty decent on this. I'm getting through it.
Oh, you're actually doing things? I haven't done shit. Okay, maybe.
Well, I'm only doing the like, so I'm on my spreadsheet and there's an unhaul click. So I'm clicking them down, and then I'm also going to Goodreads and taking it off my on the shelf bookshelf.
Got it.
But I haven't gone through to add what's not yet on here. That's the harder part that I was like, we'll do that later.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be able to write reviews right now. I'm just going to have to do other things. Maybe I'll pick my TBR for the week or something.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's no way. There's no way that I can sit here and write a review while chatting.
Yeah. Do you find yourself still doing, like, making a TBR for yourself and, like, stuff like that, even though you're not making videos?
It's more that, like, I keep track of what I have on my radar more than like a TBR. Like I have a couple, like I have 2 shelves on Goodreads. One's that's like a current books I have on my Kindle that I want to read, or like current audiobooks like that I have from my library. So I can at least go somewhere and know, like, okay, these are readily available to me. This is what I can pick from right now. And then I also have a shelf on Goodreads that's my TBR for the month, where it's just everything kind of together that I'm thinking about. But I don't do set TBRs anymore.
Yeah. That's one thing I notice when I am not making videos regularly is the biggest issue I have is that I will finish a book and then be like, I don't know what I want to read, and then not pick up a book for 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now, actually.
It's just such a weird thing to me. Like, I feel like part of it is because of the age when I started making videos, and then, like, I just got into the habit. Because, like, what did I do before? I was an avid reader prior to BookTube, too. Like, I was a reader in high school, middle school, all of it.
I think the difference was, like, I remember back before I discovered BookTube or anything, like, I would just, like, I'd read books I was excited about, and then I wouldn't have a book I was excited about anymore, so I would just wait until I was excited about something again. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess what I usually did was, like, I would go to the library, like, once a week. And, like, when I finished my books that I had out, then I would go and get new books and then read those. And so, like, it was kind of a similar thing where, like, I would go to the library and, like, pick some books that sounded interesting, go home, read them in order, come back, do it again.
Yeah.
Or I think once I did buy books, too. Like, it wasn't something, buying books has never been something that I, like, I've always utilized, like, free. If I can get it for free, I'm doing it.
Yeah. I think for me, it's just, like, I constantly just have so many books at my fingertips that it's really hard to pick, you know, like.
Yeah, like, which one are you in the mood for?
Yeah. And, like, I know that I'm in the mood for a rom-com because that's what I'm always in the mood for. But
and then they all are rom-coms.
Yeah. Like, so my whole fucking Kindle right now is just rom-coms.
Yeah.
So, whatever. It's fine. I really would like to, maybe that's what I should do while we're doing this, is, like, really think about what I would like to listen to this week. Because I mentioned I'm going out of town on Thursday. I'm going to have to work, like, 11-hour days Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to be ready to go on vacation. And I work, thank you. I'm so much more efficient when I'm listening to something and like really into something.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been struggling to be as efficient as I could be because I haven't had anything to listen to, or like nothing really will like stick for me. And so maybe I should make myself a TBR, like a real one, and like stick to it.
Mm-hmm. What I tend to do for audiobooks is just go to Hoopla, and then I go through my favorites shelf, which is only books that I haven't read yet that I'm interested in, is how I use the favorite shelf on Hoopla.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just pick something. So right now I actually have House of the Cerulean Sea out on Hoopla, but I haven't started it yet.
You're going to love it, especially because you're pregnant.
That's why I haven't started it yet. I don't want to cry.
I don't think you'll you'll cry like
right now. I am crying every day, multiple times.
Cry happy. It's very there. I can't imagine you won't adore that book.
I know that I will. That I just need to do it. I just need to pick it up. I'm also trying to find Little and Lion, and I think I got rid of it. I must have, because I've been looking at my shelf for like 10 minutes trying to find it.
I don't think you liked that as much as I did. So I would be surprised if you did.
Yeah, I did not like it as much as you did for sure. Pariah Haven was asking us about Storygraph.
Oh, yeah, I've heard, like, I'll be completely honest, the reason that I haven't done Storygraph is because I am just so entrenched in Goodreads. Like, I've had it for, like, a decade now. And I just, as much as it is archaic and kind of ugly, I just know how to use it so well now for my purposes, because I don't use Goodreads, like, for other, like, for reviews or like for people to see or whatever. I just use it for me. Aside from reviewing NetGalley books, of course, but like it's what works for me, you know.
I'm the same way. I don't really use Goodreads for like recommendations. I don't use Goodreads for like, I do sometimes post a little review, but it's usually for my own reminders if I want, especially for series and stuff. Like, if I don't want to have to reread it, then I will write in something so that I can remember kind of how I felt about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just am never going to switch it over because it would be too much work.
Yeah. What? Hi. You want a pet?
House of Cerulean Sea is on my Hoopla, at least. I don't exactly know how Hoopla works, so I don't know if it's like based on state or country or what.
Let me see if it's on mine.
Because it's on mine, but I don't know how that works exactly. Great.
Yes, it is on there. I see it.
Yeah, so maybe it will be Pariah Haven.
Sometimes different countries, like I know Canada has a slightly different system than we do, but if you're in the US, it should be like you may have different
amount of
things you can check out, but the library should be the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like obviously, okay, so I feel like if for some reason Goodreads ended up not being taken care of, like the site stopped working for some reason because they gave up on it or something, then maybe I would finally feel the need to switch over. But I feel like I would most likely switch over to something that's not a website at that point, because I also use a spreadsheet. Like, this is my first year doing that hardcore, and I like the spreadsheet too. The reason that I like Goodreads is because it gives you all of that information on like the year it was made and whatever, just to have kind of like a background on what you're reading.
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this, but I'm just gonna. So I am a top reviewer on Goodreads, which means that I get access to like things. Yeah. And they are working on a new design.
Oh.
And I have access to it early. and I don't like it at all. To be fair, I don't like the current one, especially like I'm talking about like the page of the books pages, like each individual book page. I don't like the layout.
Yeah. That's what you mean?
Yeah.
Wait.
So like if you click on a certain book, you get like the page of that book. You know, like you get the cover and the synopsis and like everyone's reviews.
Like the year and the who it was published by.
Yeah. So I don't love the direction they're going in with that. There's a lot of I don't like it. So when that happens, I might consider finally making the switch over to Storygraph.
Because right now you probably can toggle between them, huh?
Yeah, I have it set to the old or like the version you all have.
Yeah.
Because I've sent in my thoughts and I've told them everything I don't like about it. And I'm just
yeah. But you know what's funny is like obviously Facebook has done that before where they gave you a newer one and you could toggle between them. And there's been a couple different times. At this point, I don't really use Facebook because I use other platforms more. But it's not because of the way it's laid out. It's just because of the beast of social media. But like when that first was happening, the couple times that it happened, I remember being so like, oh, I hate the new one. I'm not going to use it if they change it to this, blah, blah. And then they change it. And then I get used to it.
I'm going to send you a picture of what it looks like.
Okay.
Just Cassie, I can't show anyone else. Sorry, guys. I got a pop-up that was like, please don't share this.
Oh, I haven't.
Hold on.
Let you scan your books and mark if it's hardcover. What? See, where is that? I need that one. That's pretty cool. Book catalog. Is it free?
Hold on. Okay, let me switch back to the beta because I don't like it. Leave beta. It's like the way that it looked. Did I send that? Did I? No? There you go. It's like more focused on it being like it looks like if you found it on Barnes & Noble. It's like it looks more like a purchasey type thing than like a catalog-y, like.
Yeah, because the reason I use it is for all of those details.
Well, Goodreads is owned by Amazon, so it's not surprising that they're going in a way
Bezos. Why?
It's not surprising that they're going in a way that is more. And of course,
it
are links to buy things type way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's like got listings, so
yeah,
how much it is and stuff. I almost showed it. I was like, see?
Oh.
Like, I'm a dumbass.
But whatever. It's just like I use it more to see other people's reviews, and the new version does not prioritize that at all. It prioritizes synopsis and other things you might like to read and buy. So.
That's, like, you can do that on any platform, though.
Yeah.
Then why would you use Goodreads?
I don't know. I mean, I've given them my feedback. We'll see.
That's weird. That's the way that they decided they want to go.
Yeah. I also just feel like it has a lot of white, empty space, and I don't like that. Anyway, let me pick a TBR for this week, shall we?
Oh, that would be fun.
I've been feeling a little slumpy over the last week. I think because I've been trying to finish up the last, like, I'm doing so good with my NetGalley books. And I've been trying really hard to, like, knock out. I have 3 left that have already been published. And then I don't have any unpublished until October. Gotcha. So I've been trying to finish them, but 2 of the ones I have left are YA.
So then you're like,
and they're emotional YA. Like, I have Yolk by Mary H.K. Choi. And I have House of Hollow, the one that I have the physical copy of. And I just don't want to.
Just not in the mood. I have Yolk on my TBR. I don't own it, but.
Yeah, I don't own it either. But I think I need to just give myself some grace and just let myself listen to whatever sounds good.
Yeah, you do need to do that. Because otherwise you'll put yourself in a slump.
True. All right, let's think about this.
I'm in the position now where this plant is in my way.
I love it, though.
It's looking so good.
It is. Mine's looking really good right now, too. I wish I could show you. Our twin plants.
I know.
I love it. I'm so glad we got them because it's like, it makes me so happy to look at that plant.
Mm-hmm. I'm having a good time with my plants right now. I also have a new fig leaf tree that I have in my bedroom on the jewelry box where Patfoot is not able to reach it.
Good.
And it's so good, but it's also a very needy plant. Like,
it is a very needy plant.
Yeah, what the hell? I have to water it like twice a week compared to once a week for everything else. And like
it's persnickety. Like, it's gonna give you attitude.
Yeah, when I first bought it, I didn't know yet that it was a needy plant. And I lost 3 out of 6 leaves and was like, what the fuck? So then, of course, I actually did some research, which is what you should do when you buy a plant, but I'm not a good plant mom. And yeah. But it's doing well.
I'm going to buy a fake fiddle leaf fig because I don't have it in me. I've killed one before, and I'm like, I'm just going to buy a big one from IKEA. And that's it. That'll be that.
I killed a money tree, and
oh, good job.
They're not hard to kill either. Like, they're pretty persnickety.
Okay, what am I in the mood for, Cassie? What do I want?
How sexy do you want your books to be?
Well, the thing is, I love sexy books. However, that's not really the vibe that I'm going for when I'm trying to be productive. Okay. Like, I like to lavish in a sexy book and enjoy it, you know?
Okay, yeah.
But I think what tends to work for me, I just want to read romance, but what do I want to read is the question, you know?
Yeah, I feel like any romance I suggest to you, you will have already read.
Probably, honestly, because they're probably ones I've given you.
Well, even if they weren't on my shelf, like, I'm trying to think of some books that I have. Maybe
it's a good problem to have, but that's another problem that I have is like, because I read for NetGalley a lot, like I read for a lot of publishers early, like I've read all the good romances before they're out.
Yeah.
And so I struggle to have romance audiobooks to listen to because I've already like read them physically, which like, again, good problem to have. Mm-hmm. But
okay. So I opened up my new adult contemporary shelf on Goodreads, and most of these are not going to be ones I've read. But I have Luster.
I did not like that.
Oh, Desperate Measures.
I've read that. Loved it.
Have you read the rest of the series?
I've read a lot of it. Not in the mood for it. I'm saving them for when it feels right.
Yeah. What Red Was?
Don't know what that is.
What even is that? I don't know. I don't know what it's on my shelf for. Wrapped Up in You, which you've read. Nile A for Aunties. The X Talk came out this year.
I read that early.
And then I have Yoke on here for new adult contemporary.
It is. It's like older.
Okay.
Like older YA, I think. I found you a Goodreads. I'm just gonna follow along with you.
I could share my Goodreads shelf. Hold on. I'll share it with everyone so they can see what I'm looking at too.
Wait,
Nick is asking you if you've read Ali Martinez. She's an independent romance writer.
Ali Martinez.
While Chelsea looks at that, I'm going to mute myself, pee, and grab a drink. And I'm drinking non-alcoholic champagne, everyone, in case you're curious.
Proud of you. Yeah, I am working on. I haven't read Ali Martinez, but the problem is the thing that I'm having an issue with right now is I have an overabundance of like ebooks to read. I'm totally good on ebooks. That's not my concern. I just have I'm going to be working really long days this week at work. No, I haven't read Bittersweet by Serena Bowen, but I have that on my list. I'm going to open that up. and add it to my contenders. Thank you for the rec. Or the reminder. I need audiobooks to listen to focus on while I work. So this, bittersweet. There's also another one that's similar title to that, that I have on my radar. God, it's so hard to, like, with the chat open and the video open and Goodreads open, I can't figure out where I'm supposed to look. There's another, what is it called? Sweetheart by Sarah Mayberry is one that, like, is on my radar. They have it on Hoopla. Let's see. The problem is, like, I'm so picky about what I want to listen to right now because I want romances and I want to love them, but I also want them to be, like, under 10 hours. I feel like everything I've been reading lately has been really long, or like 12-hour audiobooks, and that's just not my vibe at the mo. I just want things that I can listen. Oh, this one is pretty short. I just really need something that will, like, kickstart my audiobook listening again. So that's what we're looking for right now.
Ooh, there's some good options, or at least one option in here.
I see them happening.
Okay, cool.
Yes, we've been chatting about them.
Okay, cool.
I've been yelling at everyone about everything.
You're like, I've read it.
Well, it's less that I've read it and more that, like, I'm so picky about what I want right now. Like, I want romance audiobooks that are, I have read all of Christina Lauren at the moment, but thank you for the suggestion. I want romance audiobooks that are short-ish, like under 9 hours would be preferable, because everything I've been reading has been longer lately, and I just want, like, snappy, fun things. Yeah, I wish that I was into binging series, because that, in theory, that would be perfect. Like, just find a series that I want to binge, and go from there. But I'm just not good at that.
What about binging a first of all, I have an idea for you, actually. I will tell it to you in 1 second. I just thought of it as I interrupted myself. The that I had was nope, it was lost. It was lost by the I interrupted myself with.
Dang it.
Oh no. Did I lose my internet just now?
You went out for a sec, but you're still here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The, like, little internet sign came up, so now I'm confused. What's going on?
You're here though, I promise.
Okay, good.
You didn't even disappear fully. You just got a little laggy for a sec.
Okay, good. It, like, on my side of my screen, I went black, and then I came back, and then the little internet sign popped up, and I was like, what just happened? I don't remember at all. Oh no, I do remember. Okay, so the first thought that I had was, what about rereading a series or a book, but, like, a favorite or a nostalgic thing?
Yes.
Perhaps.
And then my other listen to people we knew on vacation. Actually, I'm gonna put that on my list.
There's an option. But the other suggestion that I was about to give you, as I interrupted myself with many thoughts at once, was the KJ Sutton books are on Hoopla audiobook. They're romance. They are fantasy romance, which I know sometimes is hit or miss for you. But the first one is called I don't know what the first one's called. Hold on.
Fortuna Sworn.
Yes.
I have that on my TBR because of Becca.
Yes. And I've only read the first one, but there are 3, so if you end up liking it, you might have some good amount of books to read. The only thing is, I don't know how long the first one is, hours-wise.
I'll look into it. I have it on my list, actually, of, like, I think I have it favorited on Hoopla.
It's not too bad. It's 11 hours.
Okay, hold on. And for the record, everyone, I'm opening tabs with your suggestions, and I'm going to look at them when my brain.
Mimi Jean Pampholoff.
I have that open as well. We're getting there.
Molly Harper. Fun. I'm, like, really hit or miss with the romance. And especially, it's interesting because I like fantasy, and I like fantasy with romance. But I find that I don't love fantasy romance.
Interesting, because I consider Sarah J. Maas to be fantasy romance.
It's not, in my opinion. And I think the reason is because there's an actual plot that goes throughout the whole series, like a normal fantasy, whereas in a fantasy romance, it's much more focused on the romance, and then maybe there's a little bit of plot, but usually the plot has to do with the romance. And
that's interesting because I 100% think that, what's it called? The one that we just read together. The one that I read hella fast. Which one?
Everyone knows it. Everyone in the chat, you know the fantasy romance.
The newest Sarah J. Maas. What is it called?
Oh no!
He has pregnancy brain.
Are you talking about a court of? Wait.
No, the other one. Okay, not the newest then.
It's not Sarah J. Maas. It's not Sarah J. Maas. You're thinking of the series that just came out, and she wrote it in like 2 minutes.
No, you're thinking of this.
Yes.
I have not read this. That's not what I'm thinking of. Like what is the new Crescent City?
Oh.
I consider that's romance full on.
No, it's not.
It is absolutely. Cassie, Sarah J. Maas doesn't even care about the plot of that series. It's romance.
Okay, that one is closer to a romance than the other series. I'll give you
Court of Thorns and Roses, really?
Out of the three, well, actually, no. Wait, hold on. If I had to put them in order, I was completely thinking of, wow, Pregnancy Brain is real, guys. Cannot think of any titles. I was thinking of The Kingdom of Ash, but that's not the first book. I was thinking of Throne of Glass. Throne of Glass is the least, even though it is very romance heavy, there's plenty of romance in it. You have a bunch of love triangles and all
I agree with you. It's the least romance.
But yeah, there's this whole overarching plot of this greater world going on all at the same time. A Court of Thorns and Roses series is very romance. It is more fantasy romance. But simultaneously, I feel like there's enough of this, like, evil presence going on that, like, it's more interesting, I guess, is maybe what I'm saying. I don't know. There's something about, like, a fantasy romance that has no plot other than just the romance, and something getting in the way of the romance is, like, what I guess what I'm saying is, okay, let me put it into a better format. When a fantasy romance, if you took away all of the fantasy elements and you still could have a romance novel and there's nothing else going on, I don't like it. If you have a fantasy romance with something going on that has to take place in a fantasy setting, like some evil being trying to take over the world at the same time.
I guess, like, for me, because, like, I remember vividly the romance of A Court of Mist and Fury, whatever the second one is, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that one is.
I remember absolutely nothing about the plot. Not a thing.
That one is there.
Same with Crescent City, honestly. Like, I remember the beginning. I remember, like, the death of the friend. And then I would just remember, like, Hunt.
Really? Okay, so
I don't even think he's going to be Endgame, so what does it matter? Like, why am I paying attention to this?
I take back what I said earlier. I think that the Court of Thorns and Roses series is the most romance of the three series. I was not in the right headspace when we were having that conversation 5 minutes ago.
You're so pregnant.
Like, now that I'm actually thinking, my brain is working again.
You're so pregnant.
So Crescent City, though, it's fascinating to, like, hear obviously someone else's perspective on the same book, because I've read that book twice now, and yeah, I like the romance between Hunt and Bryce, but they are not the key things that I remember.
It's because they're not Endgame, sweetie.
It doesn't even matter. Like, I mean, the sex scenes are great, and, like, I had a great time in those scenes also. But like, I'm so excited to see what's going to happen between all of the different like groups, and like
God,
she feels
so
like she's
funny.
setting up a whole nother Throne of Glass. Like,
it's so funny because I like remember not a thing. Not a thing.
It's what I love the most about Sarah J. Maas. It's why I love Throne of Glass more than A Court of Thorns and Roses, is because I love the plot. Like, I love the story of what's going on in the world and all that. Whereas, and Crescent City has a clear setup of like what we're gonna be getting into. I'm very excited.
I mean, I'm ready. I'm gonna reread it when the next one comes out. I'm in.
It is okay to hate Sarah J. Maas, but I am a super fan. I'm sorry. But like, I also think Cindy's videos on Sarah J. Maas are really funny because she's like pointing out all of the truths.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I enjoy reading Sarah J. Maas because it's like they're very easy reads. But I 100% see and usually agree with the criticism. You know, like you can criticize something and still enjoy it. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah. And like, I think that Sarah J. Maas is one of my favorite authors, but I also can say that I don't think she's one of the best authors out there.
Yeah.
I think those can simultaneously be true.
Agreed.
Have you read Zenny or Zini by Rebecca Weatherspoon?
Yes. I love that book. There's pegging in it.
Oh.
It's great. It's a really good romance.
Oh my goodness.
The love interest is fat too. It's great.
Nice. I'm like I'm so hit or miss on like full frontal nudity in books. I was trying to.
You might like Zenny, because it actually, like Rebecca Weatherspoon actually. Okay, remember we did that live show where we were reading? What were we doing? I don't know, but we were reading.
Oh yeah, it was for my Touching My Shelf readathon.
Do you remember I was reading something and I was like, the whole time because it was so smutty? That's a Rebecca Weatherspoon book.
Okay.
So her sex scenes are extremely good, but she also writes plot. Like there's I think you could probably, like, if you're gonna like any smut, you'd probably like Rebecca Weatherspoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in my most recent vlog, I did a romance vlog, so I read 3. I read Well Met, One Last Stop, and the other one.
I'll have to watch that. I haven't watched anything but baseball in months.
And I read Ugly Love. That was the 3rd one. And I found in doing that, because they're all very like different styles of romance, I was like, I think what I have figured out is that I do like smut, but I like the smut that's not as clear on exactly what's happening. Like, I don't need to know how many fingers or whatever are up in the places. I just want to know that everyone's enjoying themselves. Like, I think the exact words that I said in that vlog was like, I'm all about having them tell me how much sighing and saying fuck because they're enjoying themselves so extremely. I love that. Mm-hmm. But like, I don't need to know exactly which all of the parts.
Yeah, no, I need to know. I need to know.
Which is great. Like, those books should exist, obviously. Like, they're just, I think I get so uncomfortable that it's not fun anymore. I'm like, I don't need to know all of this. For them, like, they can have that. Please, enjoy it. I don't need to know the details, thank you.
Oh my god. Oh, goodness. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going through my want to read shelf on Goodreads.
Yes.
And I'm looking to see what sparks joy.
See, I get it. I get the wanting of the deets, but I think I don't want them.
And we all have to know,
And like, I think maybe it also depends on the mood of the sex scene too, but accidentally in love with a god. Oh, this author came up earlier. Faith said this name. Some funny sex scenes.
That tab's open. I will peruse at some point.
Ooh, writing sprints. If anybody's interested in sprinting, because we just are talking, then Julia's running sprints.
Julie's actually being productive. We're just sitting here shooting the shit.
Like half-ass doing maybe some things.
I know. I'm like kind of doing things.
I am getting places. I mean, I'm like almost to the halfway point of what I've been doing.
My problem is I can't make progress on anything I want to do because like I want to build this TBR, but every book I want to read, I don't have, like, an audiobook doesn't exist of it.
Yeah.
And it's very annoying. Like, all I want to do is read physical books, but I need audiobooks for this week.
Okay, I'm looking at my audiobook shelf on Hoopla, so I know that you'll be able to get them all.
I mean, I have a ton of LibreFM credits. I've got 2 library systems. I've got Hoopla.
Yeah,
like,
you have plenty.
I'd even be down to sign up for Audible for a month. Like, you know, I'm open to it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what I want to do.
Yeah, all of the books that, like, anything that's matching your, like, want for romance on my shelves is either something you have already read or something you have no interest in, maybe. But, like, specifically for the romance aspect, like, I'm not the right person to be trying to recommend you something.
I'll find things. Like, and like worst case scenario, you know, like I'll just spend the week and I'll re-listen to Beach Read and People Who Meet on Vacation and The Flat Share and The Hating Game and all of my favorites. And, you know, we'll get through the week.
And that'll be good for you, I think. Like, I think it would work for what you're looking for.
I usually do that about once a year. Like, there's always one point of the year where I just re-listen to all of my favorites. I just feel like I've done it. I did it not that long ago, and I don't know if I'm ready to do it again.
Gotcha.
But it would work. You know, like it's there. I also, like, I wouldn't be opposed to a podcast, but nothing is like, there's nothing I want to listen to. Like, I have tried every podcast that exists.
Do you like true crime?
I do, but I'm not in the mood for it. Like, I knew that if I was, there'd be 900 of them. It's just, I'm really in the mood for, like, lifestyle content if I'm listening to a podcast. And, like, I've just listened to, like, every podcast that
does that
by people I care enough about, you know? So.
Yeah. Well, perfect time to plug the fact that I just brought out a new episode of my podcast.
You're over here. Wait.
What is over there?
You.
Me?
Yeah, you're over there for me. I'm pointing at you.
Are you pointing at me?
Yes. She put out a podcast.
Yeah, I do have a podcast. I just posted, the video will come out tomorrow, but the audio is out now. And it's me and Bailey host it together for those of you watching. And today the episode was about the birth of her son, who she had in February. But we have a couple of episodes that have come out recently. And, like, we just are trying to get back onto the...
Ooh, I didn't listen to the one from July. I better catch up.
Oh, that's the catch-up episode!
How perf!
And that one's long, so it'll give you a solid hour and a half, I think, if you don't listen on it, like, fast.
I listen to podcasts at 1.2, so it'll still be an hour.
Yeah. I came across a new true crime YouTuber named Megan True Crime. She's Scottish, and I really enjoy her episodes. Ooh, I'm going to go find her. The only YouTube channel that I watch that's true crime, I listen to a couple different podcasts that are true crime, but for YouTube, I only watch, what's her name? Bailey Sarian from Makeup Murder Monday.
I need to start listening to Bailey Sarian or watching.
You will like it. That is something you can deep dive into this week, and there is so much out there because she's been doing it for like 3 years, I think. And, like, I went on to a deep dive when I first found her and searched for all of the famous serial killers first, and she has an episode on most of them.
Oh, and they're long.
Yeah, they're like a podcast.
Maybe.
And they're fun to have, like, to half-ass watch because she's also doing her makeup. So it's like, I have never really been interested in sitting down and watching the entirety of it with no other entertainment, but like to be just fucking around on your phone and listening to it is nice.
She's very hot as well.
Yes, she's very pretty to look at.
I think actually it's funny, like I've never watched one of her videos, but her partner, bring it back to baseball, did a mural at Dodger Stadium for like the new uniforms that they have.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I just happened to catch that the other day, and I was like, I went to one of the artist pages because they were all tagged on like the official Dodgers account, and he had like Bailey Sarian with a heart like in his bio, and I was like, I know that name, and it was I was just like, oh, that's kind of fun.
I didn't know that.
I mean, I don't know who the guy is. I guess he's a famous artist, but
she like never talks about, at least in the videos that I've watched of her, she doesn't really ever talk about her personal life. So like, I didn't even know she was in a relationship.
I mean, I only know because I saw that. I couldn't tell you his name now. It's gone. It was like in a story. So.
Oh, cool. Here's some other true crime, I assume is what all these are. Nice. Fun. The book is more on the steamy side. Whose book are we talking about? Oh, maybe this one. A Marvelous Light by Freya Marsky is a gay historical fantasy I adored. It's set in Edwardian England. Ooh. And then he said it's on Mr. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Mr. Rarsori, I hope I said that right, said that it's more on the steamy side.
Oh, love to hear that. I just don't know if I'm in the mood for historical. I have done the try a chapter thing. I'll find what works. I know it'll happen. We'll get there. It's going to take me some time. I'm going through my list.
Yeah.
The problem is so many books I want to read, I'm saving to read them with my eyeballs because I find that I enjoy them better that way.
Yeah.
But, ooh, hiccup.
Yeah, I'm pretty picky with audiobooks. The most recent audiobook I finished was Supernova by Marissa Meyer, which is not all your taste, but it's the third book in the Renegades.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw Renegades on my shelf because I own it, and I was like, maybe.
I like it. It is a little bit of it does have a romance in it. It's YA, and it's very X-Men-esque, and it's got a bunch of different superpowers, and you have like the superheroes are the ones who kind of run.
Sorry, did you hear that? It was like a engine turning over in a motorcycle.
Oh.
Oh my god. And Booger too was like a
oh my god, cats make me laugh.
Ooh, sorry guys.
I don't remember what I was saying. It's okay.
Sorry, it spooked everybody. I think I've got some good. I'm just gonna make a big list, and I'm gonna try to read. I'm gonna try to read like 2 books a day to really get myself doing it.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be working. I'm gonna if I'm listening to 7 or 8 hour audiobooks, okay, I'll finish that in less than 3 hours of listening time.
Mm-hmm.
I listen on 3 times speed. I can get through 2 a day, and if I tell myself I'm gonna do that, I'll really be focused. And it'll keep working so fucking much this week.
Wow.
I was supposed to go into work today, actually. And I put my alarm for 5:30 to get up to leave by 6. I turned my alarms off, and I did not wake up until 11.
Oh, no.
No. Whoops. Not happening.
Yeah.
I'll just be miserable this week, but it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
And then I'm on vacation.
Exactly.
I work better under pressure anyway.
Oh my gosh, you're a little bit insane. It's crazy to me, sometimes the hours you work, because I know you do longer hours to make up and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be working from 7 to 6 for at least 2 days. Maybe 7 to 7 once or twice.
But no.
It'll be okay though. We'll get there.
Yeah.
What are you looking at, Booger? What are you looking at?
I wonder where my cat is. I feel like he's just hiding in the bedroom. I wonder if he thinks someone's here. He's kind of a dumb cat.
Oh, but a sweetie.
No, he's kind of an asshole.
Okay, well, I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, he's a little shit. Is that what you want to hear?
I mean, he's both. I don't know. He really is. Like, he is a really sweet, like, cuddler on his own terms only. The second that you try to move him, like, he keeps sitting very uncomfortably on my bladder these days. And so then I try to move him so that it's more comfortable, and then he runs away because he's mad that I touched him. And I'm like, okay.
Persnickety.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a butthole.
How long are these audiobooks? I really think the secret is going to be short audiobooks. Because I'll feel tempted to keep going.
Yeah. How's that light? Is that better? Do I look a little ghosty?
Mine's just going to be a little bad as it gets darker. Oh, well.
I don't know. I know that this light has the ability to change from blue to yellow light. Oh, I figured it out.
Proud of you.
That looks okay. All right. Dang, I have a lot of books, like, on this list.
Same, girl.
And, like, I still have to add the ones from that big haul that I took from your house.
You did take a fucking ton.
Yeah, like 50. I took 100 in books off my shelves and added 50 more. I'm like...
And honestly, like, you could have taken more. Why is this not available on audible.com? But it's only from Audible. It doesn't make any sense.
That is weird.
Whatever. It's 20 hours long. Not going to sign up for Audible just to listen to a 20-hour audiobook. I don't think so.
No.
Not the mood at the moment.
Faith, do you know what the fairy tale retelling from Marissa Meyer is going to be? Because she also she wrote this series, The Lunar Chronicles, which are all retellings. And then she also wrote Heartless by Marissa Meyer. That one is a retelling on the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. And I'm just curious what the new retelling is. I feel like she, for me, is hit or miss on the retellings, honestly. I liked some of the Lunar Chronicles series. They're a little young for me now, but I read them relatively recently, and like they're good YA. But some of them were better than others. And then Heartless, I loved, except it like got slow in the middle, so then it ended up overall not being my favorite. But like,
I hated the ending of that.
Well, it is I also didn't like the ending, but like I also liked the ending.
I mean, I understood the ending. I just thought that it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it was built well enough.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
How long was this on?
That's Marissa Meyer, Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, I do love the story of Rumpelstiltskin.
I am making a face.
Oh, you don't like it?
I don't know. I don't know. It's never a story. Did you hear that?
No.
That was a very loud horn.
Oh,
yeah, I never think about Rumpelstiltskin as something entertaining enough to need a retelling on, I guess.
See, I just looked up. I want to find Rumpelstiltskin romance now.
Ew. I mean, probably something you'll like, though.
Well, did you read Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik?
No, because I've heard many people actually say, for as hyped as she is, I feel like I hear more negative reviews on Naomi Novik's books.
I really, really liked Spinning Silver.
Oh, really?
But it's a Rumpelstiltskin retelling, so.
That's so weird. Maybe it's like, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I didn't like her first book.
Which one's that?
Uprooted.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, no, that's not her first book, but that's her like first popular or her big book. Okay, let's see. What else?
I cannot find An Ember in the Ashes, but I know I see Torch Against the Night. I really got rid of the first book, but not the second one. Is that what I did? Am I a dumbass?
I remember loving that book.
I think I got rid of it.
Weird.
But then kept Torch Against the Night.
Yeah, that's weird.
I haven't even read Torch Against the Night.
Weird.
What did I do that for? Maybe it was because the first one was an arc.
Maybe.
That doesn't make any sense though either. Maybe I just forgot to get rid of Torch Against the Night. Oh no, it's right there. Ha! Found it. Finally.
Good job. You got there in the end.
My mom came over yesterday and was making fun of the fact that my books were color-coded. She was like looking at my books and asked for recommendations, so I started asking her, like, well, what are you in the mood for, blah, 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 and I started pulling books off the shelf, and she was looking at Nature of Witches, which is purple, so it's like right over here, and then A Secret History of Witches, which is green, so it's like right in this area. And so then she was like, why are these two books separate? They're both about witches. And I was like, Mom, look at the bigger picture. Do you see anything? And she was like, are these color-coded? I'm like, yes. She's like, how do you find anything? I'm like, I kind of almost have them memorized.
I get so annoyed when people are like, you color-code your book. It's like, yes, I do. Like, and I know where every single book is, and I can find it for you in a heartbeat. Like,
yeah. And it's part of why I have it in a spreadsheet, because the spreadsheet has a color. So, like, if for some reason I was really struggling, and it's nice for this, like, when I'm mass doing something to it, because then I have them in order, and so now I'm just, like, looking at a section for a particular book.
Mm-hmm. But
as time goes on, I do notice I get to know, like, where my books are, and then it's pretty easy to find once you know where they are. Through the Woods. Unless it's like a random book, like right now, Through the Woods. What book is that? I have no idea.
That's a novel.
Oh. It's black, not red.
It's red-ish.
Oh. Where is it?
I probably gave it to you.
No, I actually bought that. I bought that myself. I bought it for Matt.
Well, then I gave my copy to somebody.
But where did I get rid of it? I think I might have gotten rid of it.
Oh, this one has an audiobook. Interesting. That changes things. I hate that sometimes books that aren't Audible originals, but like they only are on Audible.
Yeah.
Why isn't it available elsewhere?
Because Audible paid to have it on their thing only.
But like this one's not an Audible original. It's just it doesn't say it's an original. So I'm like, why don't they have it elsewhere?
It just means that they made a deal with either the publisher or it's probably the publishing house that would make that kind of deal, unless you're talking about an independent author.
It is an independent author.
Oh, so it means that that's how they got an audiobook. Audible probably paid for it to be made, even if they didn't technically make it.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Do I want to use a credit on that? Do I want to buy Audible for this? I don't know.
I don't know.
I do want to read this though.
Which one is it?
It's a book that I've had on my Kindle for a while that I keep looking at and wanting to read, but I just haven't gotten to yet. It's called 2 Meters From You, and it's a UK rom-com, but it's set like in COVID times. It's like a girl and like the guy who rents like her back house or whatever.
I have a book on my shelf called Alone Together, and it's an anthology of romance stories, and it takes place during COVID, and it was made about 6 months in. And I actually requested it on NetGalley, and I thought it would be fun. And I started reading it and couldn't read it. I was like, this is triggering me. Like, I'm getting a panic attack. I can't read this.
Wow. Okay.
And I don't know if that would still be true now, like a year and a half in, because I feel more settled than I did earlier in the pandemic. But I couldn't read it.
I think because this is a rom-com, I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, now I think I might have enjoyed it had I picked it up.
Yeah.
That same book up now. But at that time, it was not something that I was actually good with.
Fair. Very fair. Whew. I'm maybe going to say we should maybe wrap up around 7. Just because I'm going to need to eat some dinner soon. And I have to do a load of laundry. But hopefully. Ooh. Dang it. All these books, I always look up books on Audible because like to see if an audiobook exists, because Audible has like literally everything ever. So I just want to see if it exists. But then like I'll go and I'll look it up and it's not on Libro FM to buy. And I'm like, I want to get on Libro FM because I have so many credits.
Yeah.
And I also would rather support Libro FM than Audible. But then they're only on Audible. It's very annoying. Oh well. First world problems.
I know. That's how I feel when things aren't on like my library app, or like even worse because I'm freaking impatient, is like if something's on my library and not on Hoopla, but it has like a 16-week wait, I'm like, I'm not reading that. And then I don't even like put it on hold or anything. Like it has a way to get the book, but I just don't.
See, my holds are all constantly full. I'm someone who will like recommend titles like 6 months before the book even comes out, so that I'll be first on the list when it comes out. Yeah. And that's my Tuesday night routine, is requesting new books.
Oh my gosh. And you know me, like I am never on the what's coming out. Never.
I totally am.
I know.
That's another thing too about Goodreads, that like it's how I keep track of like what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, true. I also like it for that because like it has like you can look up the books before they come out and stuff.
Exactly. And I mean, you can probably do that on Storygraph. I don't know. I haven't played with it, but like I don't know. I'm just Goodreads, man. It's my one thing.
Yeah.
I've got a good list so far, I think.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
I've made it to yellow.
Wow.
They're in order of that's actually the last color because they're in alphabetical order. So I'm getting close to the end.
Nice.
Ready Player One. Do I still own it? Yes.
There's a book I really want to listen to that I'm number 1 on the wait list for. So hopefully that'll happen.
Yeah.
I think I'm in a good spot. Maybe I'll start something tonight so it'll already be like in progress.
Yeah.
Before tomorrow, and that'll help.
That's something that I need help with because I finished The Butterfly Garden and now I don't know what to read.
Do you have any interest in carrying on with the series?
No, I actually read the synopsis of the second one for that, and like, I might read it eventually, but because it follows like a different thriller, like,
yeah,
I'm sure that they kind of do get, because based on the synopsis, it sounds like you do get a little bit of like what's going on with the Butterfly Girls.
Mm-hmm.
But it also has like a clear other plot. I'm like, oh, I don't care. I would have rather followed our main character from book one.
Got it.
If that had been the plot, I would have continued with it.
Valid. Well, what do you kind of feel like? What sounds kind of good to you?
That's the thing. I don't know. I was looking at my shelves and okay, so I have been also rereading Twilight. So I read Twilight and New Moon, and like I could read Eclipse. It sounds like I'll have fun. Eclipse is my favorite of the series, so like I will have fun if I decide to do that. But like I could also pick something else up. But like
what?
I don't know. This is the problem with having such an eclectic taste in books is like anything can sound good. I just have to hear it.
Gosh, I don't know. It's hard to recommend things to you because like we read, like we have overlap obviously, but like we mostly read very differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
What have I read recently? Most of the stuff I've read is not even out yet.
Yeah, that's the other problem.
I read the new Riley Sager. It was okay.
I haven't read any Riley Sager before.
Oh!
But I do own a couple. Let me look.
I like the second one the best, I think. What was it called? I don't remember. Let me look it up.
I only owned The Last Time I Lied. But
that's the one I'm talking about. That's the one I like the best.
Well, then maybe I'll pick that one up. I'm definitely still in the mood for like a thriller would be fun.
I think that's probably my favorite of his books. It looks like I rated the first book higher, but I don't know if I agree with that now, looking back.
Okay.
I also, what else have I? Have you, I don't know if you could, how do you feel about like really fucked up shit?
You recommended me Pretty Girls and His and Hers, and I read them back to back and was obsessed.
Well, if you read Pretty Girls already, then you already read that. But The Good Daughter by her is also, but that has like...
It's fine, because I've had everyone... Okay, so are you talking about kid stuff and like maybe pregnancy stuff?
Not pregnancy, but like children.
Yeah, so, okay, fun fact. Everyone told me, including Bailey especially, she was like, my taste in entertainment changed completely after getting pregnant, like immediately, suddenly, couldn't do any, and she like loved horror. And now she's like, I can't, because even the adults running from people are somebody's kids and I can't do it. And I'm like, okay, so maybe my taste will change because I do like some of those stories like Pretty Girls. And I do love a good mystery thriller. And I am pretty, I tend to gravitate towards stories of like sexual assault and stuff like that. And so I'm like, okay. So I got immediately upon getting pregnant, went down the rabbit hole of Bailey Sarian. And I was also listening to the Wine and Crime podcast, which is my favorite podcast that's true crime, because the three girls are really close friends and they just get drunk and like talk over each other. And it's funny to me, but a lot of people, it's a different taste for true crime. So anyways, I'm listening to this Wine and Crime episode that the topic, because they do, each episode has like a topic and then they'll do two cases that follow it. And it was about women getting their fetuses taken from them.
Wait, okay.
And I was like, oh, this episode popped up like let's find out
Oh
what's about to happen to me. And so I listened to the whole thing, super, like, entertaining, like, fucked up, of course, but, like, I loved the episode. And then I had been going down the Bailey Sarian hole, and the next recommended video was this one. She names them based on, like, who the person is that did the crime.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't necessarily explain what the title, like, in the title doesn't necessarily explain what the crime is specifically, other than the fact that it's a murder.
Got it.
So I pull it up, and it was one of the same cases that the girls had just done.
Oh my God.
And so I was like, okay. And so I listened to that too. Like, I, at least as of right now, I'm like, I'm just going down this rabbit hole of liking crime stuff, maybe that has to do with kids or babies or pregnant people, because I don't know if this is going to change later. So let's just go for it.
I mean, okay, well then I would say maybe try The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter. It's also fucked. Like, I think it's on Hoopla too.
Yeah, I think I have it on my list, actually.
My library, I think, probably just has it because it's been out for a while now.
Yeah,
Karen Slaughter is one of those authors where they buy like multiple copies.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on Hoopla on ebook. Oh, it's kind of long, 656 pages.
Oh, they only have the ebook?
Yeah. But that's okay because I have an audiobook out right now.
Got it.
Let's see.
Yeah, her books are very long.
But you know what? I listened. I didn't read Pretty Girls, and I didn't notice that it was long as I was listening because I was so enthralled with everything going on.
That's how I feel about her books because they're just fucked. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh my God, what's happening?
Yeah.
Hey, think, bless you.
Thank you.
I have a 7-book TBR for the next week.
There you go.
To pick through, and I think it should be doable.
Yeah.
I think I can make it happen. 2 of them are rereads, so that should help.
Yeah, that'll be a good little starter, especially.
All right. So it only took us 2.5 hours, but I figured my life out.
At least one part of it. Hooray!
Yeah, one small part.
That's funny.
Excuse me. God. I slept so much yesterday. I don't know why I'm so tired.
Yeah. Oh, there's Anatomy of a Scandal. Where's Devouring Gray then?
It's like purpley blue.
Yeah.
I'm going to return a bunch of books, actually, that I have out from my library that I just know I'm not going to read right now.
I own The Good Daughter.
Oh, shit. I wonder if I gave you that. Probably.
You definitely had to have. Well, sweet. I'll pick this up then.
There you go.
But that didn't help where Devouring Gray is.
I mean, it's definitely navy blue, purpley, black.
I know. So then it means it could be anywhere in here.
Honestly, yeah.
The Forgotten Ones. Did I get rid of it? I feel like it's not a book I would have gotten rid of because I haven't read it yet. But I don't see it. So maybe I did.
Okay.
I think I did.
Yeah. I think I need to clean up my shelves because I have too many options right now. I need to cut some out that I know I'm not going to listen to. Ooh, that's shorter than I thought it was. Okay, maybe I'll read that this week too.
We are also going to hit 7 in about 5 minutes. So for those of you watching, if you have any last minute like questions or anything for us before we leave, feel free.
Hit us while we're here.
Mm-hmm. I really don't feel like I got rid of this book.
I don't know. All this time. Oh my goodness. Okay. Do I keep like looking at my nails? I got my nails done yesterday.
Uh-huh.
I'm very happy. They're just a nice green, but I keep seeing them when I'm like going through my phone. I'm just like, oh, nails.
How nice.
Am I gonna read? Oh, I'll just keep it in case I do. This is not gonna happen right now. I'm gonna return that. Now I can listen to it at another time. And this one I can also return because it's on Hoopla.
These. I'm gonna need. Hold on. I gotta do some book searching because people are recommending me kidnapping books. Great.
Oh, I see someone recommended you The Mirror Season by Anna Marie McLemore.
Oh yeah,
I read that and it hurt.
But like in a good way.
Yeah. And I haven't liked any of their books previously because their writing style doesn't really work for me. But this one I really liked. It was a little bit less flowery than their usual, but in a good way.
Yeah. Fun.
I don't even know what this is, so I'm not going to read that. Okay, we can take that off the shelf. All right.
I'm glad you had fun, Pariah.
Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with us while we mostly just talked. You hung out with Cassie and I while we caught up.
Yeah. It was fun. I had a good time. I hope you guys also did. I feel like I like these types of live shows a lot, of just like mostly not doing anything.
Yeah.
And just having a fun time.
Okay, I'm gonna
add
this onto my list too. Okay, I've got a good little vacation prep TBR going.
Woot woot.
But this, I'm gonna delete this shelf now because I am not gonna reference this. Okay. Boop. Delete.
Ooh, and the Mirror Season is magical realism?
Yes.
Okay.
I really liked it.
But it's not a thriller.
No. No. Oh, I know, because we were talking about thrillers, but no.
Uh-huh.
Just like YA sexual assault, which I know is a genre that you enjoy.
That's probably where they were going, yeah.
Yeah.
I see. Tonight we rule. This is the last one.
Okay, I'm feeling good about my week plans.
Nice.
I think that this is very manageable. It's a 9-book TBR for 3 days. Honestly, I think I could do it.
Yeah, you probably could. You're ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah, I'm feeling good about where I landed on this. I thought that I was almost done and I lied to myself, but that's okay. I'm about halfway through my spreadsheet and everything for making sure I have all of the unhauling done, which is like a step in the right direction.
You're getting there, you know?
Yeah.
All right, well, I gotta go make food and I also have to pack.
Oh, yes. Fun.
Great.
I actually like packing. Am I crazy?
No, I like packing too, and I bought a bunch of fucking new clothes recently, so I have lots of options.
Yeah.
I just have to sort it all out, and I have to do a little laundry.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks to everyone for hanging out. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Chelsea, do you want to plug Instagram maybe?
I guess. My Instagram is @summerofchels. I'll write it in the description or in the chat.
Sweet.
But I don't post book things there, so don't expect it.
Yeah.
I kind of do sometimes. I post my walk reads, but
Yeah.
not book centered.
Yeah, it's not like a bookstagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all my stuff is linked in the description. So it's all there for you. And we'll see you guys later.
Thanks for hanging.
Bye.
Goodbye.